we look into the Ken Thornett stand. First long ball for Graham Arnold. He heads it back. Speculative shot, not a bad one, a goal! That's a goal for Paul Trimboli. Unbelievable start for the Socceroos, 33 seconds in. The youngster Paul Trimboli breaks the deadlock with his first touch. This player is a player to look out for. And what a great goal that was from Paul Trimboli, who tonight won't be playing for the Socceroos against Hajduk Split in this second match of a two-match series against the Socceroos. Of course, the first game finishing in a 1-0 victory for Australia with Trimboli's great goal in the 33rd second of play. Well, with me tonight is a man who needs no introduction, I think, to soccer fans throughout the country. Former Socceroo striker, Noddy Alston, Adrian Alston. You saw the first game. How do you think it'll turn out tonight?
Well, I was quite impressed with the Croatian side. I thought they sort of pushed the ball around quite well, but the Australians were playing quite well defensively. But I really think that we have to sort of look forward to the next World Cup. I think we should start building for that, and rather than keep some of the older players in, I think we should start grooming some youngsters, really.
Well, two youngsters are coming in, Juakovic and Taliadoros. There was another one, hooker.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of them yet, but obviously we can find out tonight and see how they go, you know. The ground's very hard underneath. From last week's State of Origin game, everybody was slipping, and I was just talking to Eddie Thompson before, and he was saying that everybody's wearing studs, so, you know, they should be okay.
Conditions aren't too bad, though, otherwise?
Oh, as I say, it's very slippy. Yeah, it's going to be
a tough one. It is pretty cold down here. I'd say the temperature is about 13 degrees. So without any further ado, here's Michael Tomalaris with one of those new players.
Very much, Andy. Well, the Socceroos' devastating striker Paul Trimboli, who scored that magnificent goal after just 33 seconds at Parramatta Stadium, has been ruled out of this game here at Olympic Park because of blistered feet. Caretaker coach Eddie Thompson has called on the talented services of South Melbourne striker Kim Taliadoros. Kim, congratulations, a most unexpected call-up.
Absolutely, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm excited about being here tonight, and I'm looking forward to playing out there with the boys.
This will be your first time with the green and gold. Has Eddie Thompson given you any special instructions?
Not really. He just asked of all of us just to play our natural game and to battle hard, and we're committed, and I'm sure we'll go out there and we'll do our best.
You saw the match on Sunday night at Sydney. Yeah. What sort of special qualities does Hajduk Split have?
Well, obviously they seem very competent technically, and certainly very aggressive. So I think we'll just have to rely on our own opportunities as they come and put them away.
Have you noticed a special bond among the new, fresh faces in the side?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, everyone gets along very well, and there's a tremendous camaraderie amongst the teammates. So, yeah, we'll carry that onto the pitch.
All right, all the best. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's a really good night here for football. It's, the conditions are excellent. Olympic Park, it's back now to Andy for the full team lineups.
And the Australian side, featuring coaches Eddie Thompson, has made just the two changes from the side which won in Sydney 1-0. Striker Kimon Taliadoros comes in for injured Paul Trimboli. This is Taliadoros' second appearance after making his debut in February here at Olympic Park against Torpedo Moscow. He came in as a sub in that game. Hellas teammate Mehmet Durakovic has also been promoted, coming in for midfielder George Jelecic. Hajduk, on the other hand, have made just one change. Kovoc comes in for ex-national team player Goran Vucevic. Kovoc looked sharp in the first game when he came on in the 59th minute, and much is expected of him. Just the one change for Hajduk. Will that be enough to beat the Australians? The referee for tonight's game is Chris Bambridge. Now, Chris Bambridge is a man who needs no introduction. He has plenty of experience. This time 4 years ago, Bambridge was in Mexico officiating at the World Cup. Tonight, it's Australia against Hajduk Split, a match which promises a lot. Australia has won the first game by 1-0, as we pointed out earlier. Trimboli, the scorer, he's on the bench today with badly blistered feet. The crowd here tonight at Olympic Park, I would estimate at around the 5,000 to 6,000 mark. Not as healthy as the one in Sydney, but nonetheless, it should be a good game as referee Chris Bambridge gets us underway for this second match in this two-match series. So Kovoc getting the first touch, back inside for Lalic, and it's touched on now for Damir Juakovic. And Jelicic didn't have the right touch there, but now Ernie Tapai, who was so effective on the right-hand side for Australia in the first game, trying to knock it inside for Arnold, but no worries at all for Lalic, and good win of possession there by the Socceroos. Bernal was amongst it, and this time Arnold getting the ball back, but he was clipped by Juakovic. And the fans on the far side getting excited here at Olympic Park as the flares have been lit. Boisterous crowd, majority here for Hajduk Split. And having spoken to the coach Luka before the game, he was impressed with the Socceroos' commitment in the first game. Perhaps the challenges were a bit strong. There were 7 yellow cards in that game. But he did say that he wants to entertain the fans today, and there's quite a bit of flares on the far side. Nonetheless, Bernal losing out to Jelicic. Bernal concedes the free kick. Andrew Bernal, who makes his 3rd appearance tonight, came on as a sub at this ground in 1987 against Malmo. The switch to the right. Hajduk. And this time Durakovic wins out his first touch in the green goal. 2nd appearance. Durakovic, well, he was on the way through and he was brought down by Jerkan. No yellow card by the looks of things from referee Chris Bambridge. As you can see, the smoke on the far side of the field here at Olympic Park. And it must be pretty hard for some of the fans wanting to have a look at proceedings here. Plenty of officials over there at the moment. 2 minutes has elapsed. Charlie Yankos to take the free kick. A deep one, aiming for Arnold. Arnold so strong in the air in that first game. Juakovic headed it away, still not out of danger at the moment. Lalic is there, he's played it square for Jerkan. And the switch across for Hajduk. Hajduk has found Lalic in the centre. Good possessional play from Hajduk early on, but not that time. Jelicic couldn't control it. Bernal, he was clipped by Mihic. Luka Pralija, a famous player for Hajduk in Yugoslavia, played for the national team 20 times. He knows all about the competitive football that we will be expecting tonight. And Adrian Alston, a pretty tentative start so far.
I like the way Australia are playing the wide midfielders and sort of running with the ball. Obviously they have to run with the ball because our technical skills are not the same as what theirs are. They're playing one-touch football and we are just carrying it. So the only place to carry it really would be in wide positions.
It's a much different start for Hajduk tonight compared to what happened last week.
Yeah, for sure. As I said before, the ground, it sort of looked quite slippy, and already over here somebody's fallen over twice, so you know they'll have to be very careful really with their the footwork.
The footwork from Juakovic was all right there, but a strong challenge by Tapai denying Jelicic. That's a throw-in. And only Tapai for a player, just his one game, it would have been in about 6 weeks after Sunshine failed to make the NSL playoffs. He's done extremely well in terms of fitness. But tonight could be the test for him. Tobin getting the ball away. Arnold. The runners come on from Taliadoros. It was touch and go there. Just as he released the ball, I thought Taliadoros might have been onside, but the linesman, Dennis Martinez, was right on the spot.
He might have been on the spot, Andy, but I'd like to see him again.
Very good run by Taliadoros. There's the throw back inside. Stimac has knocked it forward. Kovoc. And Taliadoros. Back for Wade. Switch for Durakovic. Will go out of play. Just skids away. Still a smoky haze on the far side of Olympic Park. It's forced a few of the fans to move away. As Taliadoros was on his own against 600 defenders. He wouldn't have had much chance of getting through. Lalic, still Lalic. And the break now for the Socceroos. Tapai receive the ball from Taliadoros. There's the ball inside for Taliadoros. Can he go on with it? Kimon Taliadoros. But equally impressive defending from Hajduk Split. It was a lovely ball by Ernie Tapai. I think he timed it perfectly, Adrian.
Yeah, just as I was saying before, strong running on the right-hand side and a great cross, you know. He could have done a little bit better with his finishing.
Perhaps the first time shot should have come in. I think it should have on second analysis. And luckily, Stimac was back there to defend and cover for his keeper, Pralija. Tapai. Looked like he copped a bit of a push in the back by Juakovic. Play continues. Jelicic. Back for Nikola Jerkan. Stimac is next to him. Goes past Stimac. Juakovic now Stimac. Bilic. Zabica. Hajduk. Started a good move, and it's finished with a free kick for them. Far side. Foul by McCulloch. Jerkan. Good chip forward. $19 minutes in the first half. Australia nil, Hajduk Split nil. Olympic Park in Melbourne. Yes, and I would think a crowd of around 6,500. Zabica easily clears halfway. Desperate clearance by Jerkan because Arnold had put the pressure on him. Now it's Stimac. Stimac is trying to play it across for Jelicic, Van Egmond. And a bit of a fall there by Van Egmond. It worked for him. Durakovic inside for Yankos. McCulloch, the Socceroos trying to find a way through this Hajduk formation. Taliadoros has knocked it on for Durakovic. McCulloch. Durakovic chases, but the ball is with Lalic now. Juakovic has made the overlapping run. He's kept it in. Back there in cover was Ernie Tapai. Juakovic's throw. Off Tapai's hand. Mihic tried to knock it back for Juakovic. It came off Tapai. So a free kick for Hajduk Split. Looks like Marin Lalic is the player to take it. Hajduk Split finishing third in their first division competition in Yugoslavia, and only recently lost the cup final 1-0 to Red Star. We regard them as the most popular Croatian team as the outswinger. Zabica fisting it away, as confident as ever. Now Hajduk, can he start something? The low shot and cleared away in the end. It's gone in though. It came off Bernal. The referee was right on the spot. 1-0 Hajduk Split, 21 minutes, 20 seconds in. I didn't think Zabica could really be faulted for that. The free kick came in, the outswinger. You'll see on the replay, that low shot, it came off Bernal, and Yankos was there, but it looked like it went over the line. Adrian Austin.
Yeah, just over the line, I think. Actually, that's the first shot they've had in bloody 20 minutes, you know, so it's amazing, really. A lucky goal.
A shot from Hajduk. Yep. Yankos couldn't do anything about that. There's Hajduk. Strong shot. Bernal got his boot to it, and over the line it went. Booker. Arnold. Cheeky little back heeler for Wade. Juakovic is with him. And there's the ball for Durakovic. Coming across his Jerkan. Durakovic. And he keeps it in. And Pralija. The Hajduk keeper was at the near post. It's the first time the Socceroos have really looked the part in attacking build-ups.
They did really well to keep it in there. I was convinced it was going to go out. Did very well.
And this time, Charlie Yankos is at the back to recover for the Socceroos. Yankos unlucky. He was just on the line as he tried to clear the ball away and it deflected off Bernal. It caught him by surprise and it just went over the line. Gave Hajduk the lead in the 21st minute. Now Mise. Haven't seen too much of him in the last 15 minutes. Bernal just touching on for Wade. Wade back for Yankos. Again, cross for Alex Tobin. Long ball forward for Arnold. Jerkan will play it back to his keeper. No, decides against it. And Arnold can't keep it in. Good perseverance by Graham Arnold. That's the sort of commitment the Socceroos need. Zabica to take the throw in. Wade was there. Still plenty of time before the break for Australia to equalise. And Wade was up again. Mihic, full back for McCulloch. Now Yankos. Searching ball for Tapai. Juakovic was back there, and this time Jerkan, as cool as ever, has knocked it square. Zabica has played it back for Bilic. Bilic across. Juakovic. Jelicic. Closely marked by hooker. There goes Stimac. Mise. Cleared away by Durakovic. Taliadoros lunges at the ball. Straight for Jerkan. Jelicic. There's a lovely ball inside. The shots. Kovoc. It was a good build up. Impressive. The final execution wasn't there. Kovoc, who's come in for Vucevic. Good set up here. Kovoc trying the first time shot. Way over. And Arnold heads the ball on for Tapai. Knocks it on for McCulloch. Shot at the other end over the top as well. But again, the Socceroos putting together a good move. Yankos, Arnold, Tapai, and then McCulloch combining. Ball for McCulloch, well over the top. Pralija calling his defence out. As yet another flare goes off here. Olympic Park. 1-0 Hajduk Split. 3 minutes of normal time left in the first half. Lalic. Mise on his right. There's the ball for Mise. He didn't have the speed and pace to get onto that. The fans, Olympic Park here in Melbourne. Fairly excited at the moment. 1-0, Hajduk Split leading. Charlie Yankos trying to get something started. He has a safety ball for Bernal. This time the long ball aim for Tapai. Found Tapai, the touch on for McCulloch. There's the ball for hooker. Headed on for Arnold, the back heel of McCulloch. This is much better play by the Socceroos. Durakovic lining himself up with a shot. Not a bad one! Great goal done at Durakovic. That is a classy effort. 42.5 minutes in. We were just saying the Socceroos were starting to get their act together. And if you want to see a better act, you won't go too far than Olympic Park here in Melbourne. Look at this for a goal from Mehmet Durakovic. He was aiming to bobble it up for himself. The volley, whack. Pralija had no chance, Adrian.
Yeah, tremendous finish, and also a great move because with 7 or 8 passes together. A really great move and a great finish.
Juakovic won't forget that goal in a hurry. He's first in the green and gold, and this is his second appearance. The Socceroos back on level terms, and I think that'll pick up their confidence considerably. Zabica, very strong in the air, no trouble at all, as we saw in Melbourne. But what a goal to liven up the Socceroos from Mehmet Durakovic. About 20, 25 metres. gave the keeper no hope at all. It's a dream goal that all players wish to do for the first time in the green and gold.
Right. And also a great time to score, Andy, just before half-time. Gives the boys a great lift to go in.
The important thing too for the Socceroos is that they piece together 2 or 3 very good movements there, and obviously their confidence with that sort of play would lift, and the touch wasn't there before that goal, really.
Well, obviously, I think both sides have paid a great deal of respect to each other, because Eddie's tactics are obviously to drop off as soon as their defenders get the ball, but then they're doing the same to us, so it's really hard to get space. And at least now, you know, the game's starting to open up. It's much better.
The last minute before the half-time whistle will go. That's not including stoppages, of course. It's back with Yankos. And again, Bernal, we've come to expect that from the pair. 1-1. Juakovic goal was as good as any I've seen this season. As Arnold tried to out-jump the Hajduk defence. And the Hajduk goalkeeper, Pralija, leaves halfway, and Mise is adjudged to have committed the foul on the Socceroos. And this young Hajduk side would be a bit disappointed conceding a goal just before the break. Stoppages now. Bernal. Now Taliadoros aim for the goal scorer, Durakovic. Durakovic still fighting hard. And there he is. Confidence would be high. Mehmet Durakovic had an outstanding season for South Melbourne Hellas. He's really playing in an unfamiliar role, left-hand side of the midfield, when he was playing at sweeper or right back for South Melbourne. And tonight it's the tag of goal scorer. McCulloch back for Tobin. And Yankos. Tobin has the space on the left. There's the support from McCulloch. Mihic was chasing McCulloch at one stage. And Arnold well and truly offside. The referee allows play to go on. And he wasn't happy with the challenge by Mihic. As he went up for the ball. Tobin. Now Yankos. Bernal. Inside again for Yankos. Now Wade's making the run on the right. They're just playing for the whistle, and there is the half-time whistle from referee Chris Bambridge. He hasn't had too much controversy to do it with, except I would think that first goal, he was right on the line. Hajduk Split scored the first goal of the game in the 21st minute. Hajduk had the shot. Bernal tried to clear it away. It was a powerful shot that trickled over the line as Yankos, a desperate clearance, but Mehmet Durakovic won't forget this first half in too much of a hurry. He equalised 3 minutes before the break with a lovely shot. And on the sideline at the moment we have Michael Tomalaris with Socceroo captain Charlie Yankos.
The man who always brings the best out of his form whenever he plays for the green and gold is Charlie Yankos, and Charlie tonight's no exception. They took a great goal from Durakovic to put the side back into this match.
Yeah, it was good. We built it up like we did in the last game. We knocked the ball about, we put them out of position, dragged them across to the right, and fortunately hit a cracker. It was a beauty.
It's a much more spirited Hajduk side though, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're not out here to have a holiday. I know most teams that go out on tours think it is a holiday, or the supporters think that way, and so do the media, but believe me, it's hard out there. I know what it's really like.
Soccer is lacking a dominant midfielder.
Well, I mean, you must remember we haven't been around for a while. I mean, this is the second time we've played together. I think it's just a case of, you know, the fact of playing together, getting to understand each other's games. That's really the key to it. Sure, we do lack, I suppose, a playmaker. We had Oscar Crino around that did that, and then Alan Davison did in the middle of the park. I mean, but it just takes time. I think Tommy and Paul Wade are putting in a great effort at the moment.
Just finally, how can Australia get on top of Hajduk in the second half?
Well, I think we've shown them enough respect, but I think now it's a case of us keeping control of the ball, pushing around like we did right near the end there and score the goal. I think we've just got to get out wide, make them commit themselves, and then we knock those balls in where Graham Arnold and Kimon Taliadoros will win them in the air for us.
OK, Charlie, we'll let you get back to the dressing rooms. We'll be back after this break for the second half highlights.
With his linesman, and the second half is just about to get underway. Welcome back to Olympic Park. It's Australia 1, Hajduk Split from Yugoslavia 1. The Croatian side conceding the goal just before the break, with Mehmet Durakovic unleashing a brilliant drive from outside the area, which has given Australia a newfound confidence, I would say, because before that, for 5 minutes, they were doing extremely well. So Nikola Jerkan at the back for Hajduk, plays it to Stimac, and now Hajduk. Turn pass, a good one too. Kovoc letting it go for Stimac. Hajduk across the right was Mise. Mise gets away from Tobin, and the ball comes off Durakovic out for the corner. The goal scorer clearing the ball away. Sliding challenge out for the first corner of the second half. And Hajduk have got some big players in that goal mouth. All the Socceroos in the penalty area, barring Taliadoros. And there's the header away, and Arnold clearing it. Great work by the Socceroo defence. Clear the danger. It was Tobin who got that header away first up. Now Lalic has tried to go through. The referee lays play on. Hajduk bench aren't too impressed. And Yankos has steered it to the right for Tapai to chase with Jerkan. Australia have two players up there. There's the ball inside for Arnold. Arnold letting it go for Taliadoros. He should have done much better, really. Arnold has done that clever dummy so many times in the green and gold. And Kimon Taliadoros knows that he could have put that away.
It's amazing again, isn't it? He had a chance from six yards out in the first half, and he tried to pull the ball down, and now he's on the edge of the box where he had plenty of time. That's the time he should be pulling the ball down and taking his time. Again,
Tapai and Arnold combining. It was similar to a move that they got involved with Kristovic late in that first game in Sydney, but Taliadoros could have done a bit better there, I think. But now with a sliding challenge on Jelicic, wasn't effective this time at the other end. Lalic tries to get through hooker, he couldn't do it. McCulloch, a touch on for Wade. Arnold's in the centre calling for it. Tapai's made the run. They're all onside. Tapai, oh, that is a vicious foul, really. Tapai was on his way through. I hate seeing that sort of foul in football.
I guess both teams have decided to push forward a little bit, Andy, but quite a good start.
And here's that ball. Wade, cheeky little ball. Juakovic just bumped straight into Tapai, wouldn't let him go. He was on his way. It would have been a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. And Australia, early in the second half, have continued where they left off in the first half. It's a free kick now for Australia. McCulloch takes it again. Aimed deep. Bernal was up. Hasn't been cleared away properly. Tapai's there. Now he knocks it back for McCulloch. In it comes again. Pralija's out. And Bernal is clutching his face. The referee has spotted an infringement. This will be interesting indeed. Bernal is clutching his face. It looks like there might have been an elbow to the face when the ball went up. Here it is again. Tapai's knocked the ball back to McCulloch. The referee's checking with the players. And there was number 6, Stimac, pushing the face on Bernal.
Surely it must be a penalty then, Andy, if that's the case.
If that's the case, the referee will be left with no option but a penalty. He's having a word with Igor Stimac. Now, Chris Bambridge is a strict disciplinarian. It'll be most interesting to see what the decision is, as Bernal gets some treatment from physio Pedro Ruz, and he's booked Stimac. He's got to be a penalty. He's calling the players away. He has booked Stimac number 6. Now the players are not too impressed with the decision, but as you can see on the replay, there was an indiscretion on Bernal, and and he's got a point to the spot. There's no other option. The referee has seen an obstruction off the ball. This is the correct decision. I know the fans don't agree with it, but the referee has seen an infringement off the ball. He has booked the player. It has to be a penalty.
Actually, Andy, an elbow in the face is a sending off decision. That should be a red card, not a yellow card.
Stimac should count his lucky stars because he hasn't been sent off as Adrian Alston, former Socceroos striker who had been on the receiving end, I think, of a couple of...
And gave a few too, Andy.
And gave a few too. Well, as much as they will protest, it is a penalty. It'll get them nowhere. Now, if they keep pursuing the matter, I think you'll find that referee Chris Bambridge might pull out a red, in fact. It's not much use protesting. We've had 4 minutes of stoppages already. Referee Chris Bambridge is adamant. The decision is right. I know the fans here are not too impressed. They mightn't have seen it, but the referee saw it, and so did our cameras as well. Chris Bambridge is sticking by his decision. There's no way you'll change his mind. Eddie Thompson is cooling his players down. The fans aren't too impressed. But I have to say the referee has made the right decision as Charlie Yankos awaits the referee's whistle. Chris Bambridge starts his watch again. I would think I didn't stop the watch. I never stop my watches in matches. We've had at least 4 minutes on this as Yankos lines up. He's ready for the penalty, and he puts it away as he's done on several occasions. 2-1 Australia lead. The fans are not happy, but it was the right decision. 2-1, the Yankos penalty after Bernal had been obstructed off the ball. Precision penalty again from Yankos. 2-1 it is. Here's another view from behind the goal. Yankos already would have made his mind up, and there it is. 2-1 Australia. Big clearance. Arnold was adjudged to have been fouled by Hajduk. And now the change will be made. Paul Trimboli, which I would rate this as a bit of a surprise, Adrian, because Trimboli was ruled out of the starting 11 because of badly blistered feet. But obviously Eddie Thompson knows that Trimboli could be the answer up front. We'll rate the Trimboli substitution. McCulloch's free kick. Missed by Arnold and pushing by Graham Arnold. Now the change will be made. Taliadoros will be coming off. And Paul Trimboli, number 17, will be coming on it. Hopefully for Kimon Taliadoros, his confidence will not be affected, Adrian. It's important.
Well, he shouldn't feel too bad because I got taken off in my first international too. We played against Greece and we ended up winning the game 1-0. I was taken off at half-time. Obviously, it's a big step up, you know, from just playing club football.
Certainly is a big step up from club football. The Socceroos are leading by 2-1. Paul Trimboli has come on. Scored 4 goals in 5 appearances. There's the long ball by Stimac for Juakovic. Back for Lalic. Lalic thought he was going to shoot there, trying to get away through this defence. Still gets the ball in, hooked away by Bernal, lunging leap. Now Wade, he gets there first, but it goes straight back to Mise, and Mise sets it up for Kovoc. No trouble at all for Robert Zabica. 2-1 is the score at the moment. Yankos. Hooker. Yankos just leaves it for Zabica. Tobin back for Zabica again. Possessional game from the Socceroos now. Zabica with a clearance. Durakovic got the header on. Trimboli's first touch from Durakovic. It wasn't a strong enough pass back. Put Durakovic under pressure. From the back comes Bilic. McCulloch with a sliding challenge. Yankos away. And Wade was offside. They'd all come out. Wade runs back to help his midfield. Zabica played it inside. Vučević who's come on. Jurakovic is the man who is pulled up for the challenge. Vučević who's come on. And he'll go on the book. So there's the infringement by Mehmet Jurakovic and Vučević. Kick was well cut out by McCulloch. Arnold's touched it on for Tapai. Tapai was held back, but still he releases Wade. Now Wade's played it down the line for Trimboli. No direction really. There was 3 players in the centre. I thought it might have been a deeper ball inside for the likes of Tapai and McCulloch. It was an impressive looking move. Kovoc comes off Bernal. Tapai. Bernal finding Arnold. Arnold, well done, Graham Arnold. Saw Vučević coming at him, but now it breaks down again. Stimac for Mise. Good-looking cross, free header, the goal. 2-2. It looks like the substitute, Goran Vučević, is the man. 2-2, he was left free, he made his run. As the ball came inside from Stimac, and he was left free. Vučević, the scorer. 15 minutes into the second half, here's that lovely ball again. And the free header, Zabica, no chance, 2-2.
So Robbie Hooker was caught there. He was standing behind the man, he should have been goal side. Bad positioning, really.
Tobin. Throw putting Bernal under too much pressure. Consequently, Hajduk in possession. Lalic brought down. And this is a good position for Hajduk Split. 2-2 is the scoreline. 27 minutes into the second half. Lalic made the run. And, well, there's not much more you can say about that challenge. And we continue to wait. And that is a lovely shot and a brilliant save. Still not out of danger, and the ball inside by Mise. He knows he should have done better, but that was a brilliant save from Robert Zabica. One of the reasons why he started this game here tonight in Melbourne. There was the free kick. A lovely save by Robert Zabica.
Yeah, well, obviously he's had a great game on Sunday night, and then he's backing it up again. He's oozing with confidence. That was a brilliant save. A great shot too, mind you.
Back for Bilic and Jerkan and Juakovic. Side for Vučević. Durakovic didn't get there. Yes. Yankos cleared the ball and bounced straight off Chris's back. Referee Chris Bambridge. There's the challenge. That's a foul, and Yankos cleared it away, and you won't see poor old Chris cop it in the back. It's a fairly similar position to the Zabica save 5 minutes ago. And you just wonder whether it'll be, again, a long-range attempt. Hajduk players aren't impressed with Paul Wade, and Wade's been spoken to, he'll get a yellow. But I don't think there's any need for them to run around Paul Wade, because the referee's right there.
So Paul Wade's going to attack the ball. as soon as he gives the short pass, but they're not giving him a chance to. They're trying to stand in front of him, and that's why he's trying to get free.
Yeah, he always does that too, though. He always stands up just off the wall.
That's right, and then attacks the ball. He's leaving the wall where it is.
They've got Ernie Tapai sorted out. Number 7, Ernie Tapai's been tagged by Juakovic. There's the shot this time, and just wide. He's a classy player from his dead ball situation. And Vucevic, here's that shot. Goran Vucevic. Look at that one.
Yeah, he had it covered.
Vucevic, who forced Zabica to pull off that great saver early on, just wide. And now inside for Yankos. Work with a long ball. Signs against it, or does he? Plays it safe. Hooker. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem in the terraces at the moment. Let's hope it doesn't get too ugly at all. 2-2 is the score at the moment. Throw in Tapai, back, Hooker. Arnold and Pralija, and the kick didn't do too well there. Wade has a chance to score, he doesn't. He tried to control it, he was pressured off, and put that down as a bit of a chance for the Socceroos. And this time Yankos is back there again. Wade chasing, he's done a lot of running. 39 minutes in, and unfortunately still the problems in the terraces continue.
Who would they have problems with? They're all the same supporters.
I think the flares, there's probably been one too many flare tonight, and the local police here wouldn't have been too happy with the amount of flares thrown on the pitch. But back on the pitch is where the action is. It's with Zabica at the moment as the smoke takes over here at Olympic Park. Zabica's big clearance. Trimboli couldn't beat Bilic, and Yankos pushing it forward. And Trimboli was held onto then by Bilic. It was pretty plainly obvious to all of us here in the stand.
I think the referee's just trying to keep the peace, actually. He's just letting everything go.
To get another stoppage. There's going to be quite a bit of time added on for stoppages. 2-2 is the score at the moment. 5 minutes of play left on my watch. That's not including stoppages. Zabic's throw-in has found Jerkan. They'll switch across to Juakovic. And unfortunately, another flare's come on. I hope the players can see what's going on. Yankos back there again to pick up the pieces for his defence. That's about the third clearance he's had to do in the last 4 or 5 minutes. 3.5 minutes of normal time, and I would add about 5 to 6 minutes for stoppages. Zabica gets the ball back for Bilic. And again, back to Zabica. Vucevic scored a very, very good header to equalise at 2-2. Pressure onto the Australian still. Back for Juakovic. Zabica there. No pressure at all on the Australian goalkeeper, Robert Zabica. Time running out for the winning goal from either side. 2-2 at Olympic Park. Just under 3 minutes of normal time left. Robert Zabica, who pulled off a magnificent save in the 30th minute of that second half. A one-handed save. It's a throw-in for Australia now. Alex Tobin taking his time to get across as the Hajduk defence gets organised. He hasn't got too many options. He was aiming for Trimboli. It was headed away by Hajduk. Tobin to Trimboli. Well, I thought Trimboli was put off the ball there. And he had a bit of a swing at Jerkan. The referee saw it. But honestly, I think that Trimboli was fouled. He was fouled off. That's why he's retaliated.
That's what I was saying before. The referees sort of let too many things go, and then it turns into something worse.
I don't think he'd be worried about events off the field.
Oh, for sure, he bound to be. That's what's certainly swinging him.
McCulloch again, the free kick, aimed for Arnold. No chance of him getting there. Tapai is throwing himself. And Hooker can't get away. Lalic was the man. Now Hooker again. Wade and Durakovic. Well, we're all just rolling out of play. Durakovic put Australia back in the match just before the break, when Hajduk had taken control in the first half. Last minute of normal time, and I would have to add at least 5 or 6 for stoppages. Trimboli touching it off on McCulloch. There's no one there except Tapai makes up for. Well, that's a blatant foul. So blatant. Poor. The one man I feel sorry for tonight is Ernie Tapai. It's the second time he has been on his way towards goal and has been prevented from at least seeing whether he could score it or bring some joy to the Socceroo fans. Jerkan goes into the book. Look at this for a foul. Jesus. We're in the stoppages now. I must say, Adrian, I'm very disappointed with the way this last 15 minutes has turned out. It's gone from one bad challenge. Both sides are at fault. I'm not singling out Hajduk or Australia. They're both at fault. It's just disappointing that it's stemmed to this sort of level.
Yeah, it's really spoiled the game. They're more concerned with just kicking people now rather than playing.
Corner on the far side. Juakovic isn't happy with the decision by the linesman, Alex Barnett. And the corner to be taken. It looks like McCulloch or Tapai. And they're just content to bide for time, and really with stoppages we'd have at least 5 minutes. It's back with McCulloch from Tapai. Thought he should have knocked it in. Biding for time on that far side. And he gets the second corner. Wade, Trimboli and Arnold are in the box. Bilic did the sportsman-like thing by giving the ball back. He wants to hurry up. Now Tapai. This time the cross comes in, deep one. And the goalkeeper had no trouble at all. Pralija, quick throw. Came off Mise, the linesman was right. Arnold. Tobin will keep it in. Back for Yankos. Hajduk players are coming out quickly. And Yankos takes his time. Zabica plays it to Bernal, back to Zabica. They must be content with the 2-2 scoreline. Just on 2 minutes of stoppages at the moment. And Zabica it is who will take this clearance again. So not a bad effort by Australia. They won the first game 1-0 and they look like finishing up at 2-2 against Hajduk Split. And there is, in fact, the full-time whistle. That's it's 2 minutes of stoppages added on. Maybe a bit premature with the whistle, but 2-2 is the final scoreline. Australia drew level after the Hajduk shot was deflected in a goal in the 21st minute of the first half, and Mehmet Durakovic with a goal he'll never forget, scoring in the 42nd minute. That really was a class effort. It brought Australia back to life. They started off in the second half where they left off in the first. They put the pressure on. It resulted in a Charlie Yankos penalty, which Yankos put away in the 5th minute, 2-1, as the referee, Chris Bainbridge, is booed off the field. And they can't really blame him for the penalty. Bernal was hit off the ball. Yankos equalised, and Vucevic with a great header to make it 2-2. And Vucevic most unlucky not to score the winner, in fact, had it not been for a brilliant save by Robert Zabica. But there is the final score. Australia 2, Hajduk Split 2. And on the sideline is our sideline commentator, Michael Tomalaris, with both coaches.
Well, Australia has taken out this two-match series by 3-2. With me, I have coaches of both sides. Firstly, Hajduk Split's coach, Luka Pratovic. Bad luck, Luka. A series that got away from you.
Yeah, we played very good tonight, and result was 2-2, but I think we have to win.
Do you think the players were tired after the grueling matches in Yugoslavia before you came here?
No, they are not tired. They run good, they fight good. I'm satisfied.
Were you impressed with Australia?
Yeah, I think they have a new team, I know. I knew it before. They have to work.
Well, all the best. Enjoy the rest of your time in Australia.
Yeah.
Eddie, congratulations. A new look outfit out there, and they did well.
Yeah, I think we've probably got 5, 6, maybe even 7 players to come back in, and if we can do that well against Hajduk Split, so I think it's a good side. Very encouraging.
What have you learned from this series?
Well, I think we've gained 2, 3 new players. I think Robert Zabica, Ernie Tapai, Andrew Bernal, even Durakovic played well tonight. So big bonus for us. You know, it's okay for these people to come and say we've got to work hard, we've got to do the next thing. They've got to come here and beat us, and unfortunately for them, we got beat.
Do you envisage that the young players in this side will be part of the '94 World Cup campaign?
Well, I see no reason why not. I mean, if they can play well against Hajduk Split, they can certainly play well against New Zealand and Israel and people like that, because take nothing away from them, this is a real good side we've played.
Congratulations, Eddie, all the best. Okay, 3-2 for Australia, wrapping up the series. Back to Andrew Pascalidis.
So there you have it, Australia wrapping up the series with a 2-2 draw in Melbourne, and of course the 1-0 win in Sydney. And looking ahead to the future, well, let's find out what Adrian Alston thinks about the Socceroos' chances for the next World Cup.
I think we did quite well tonight. A much better game than the one in Sydney. The player of the match easily was Ernie Tapai on the right-hand side. He's very strong, close control, he crosses a good ball, and very, very fast.
Just looking ahead, obviously it's a long way to go World Cup qualifiers, but is there a basis there? There's a few players, obviously, that whoever coaches, we don't know if Eddie Thompson or Venglos, whoever will be coached, there's still players to come back. Obviously
there's players, but maybe we should be using more players who are playing in Europe now. Obviously it's the cost, you can't bring them back for games like this, but obviously, you know, we have some good players overseas, as well as quite a good nucleus here, so obviously, you know, we should be able to produce a good side.
For you, what was the most impressive part, not just tonight, but the 2 matches?
Ernie Tapai.
Ernie Tapai through and through?
Yes.
Anyone else at all? What about the other youngsters? Trimboli or Jelicic in the first game?
I've seen them before, but Ernie Tapai, for me, he was the pick of them all, both games.
Both games. Tactically, did we approach it the right way tonight?
Yeah, sure. Eddie had the teams, all the players dropping off as soon as they had the ball. He was speaking to me before the game, and he said they worked very hard the last time, and obviously they did again tonight. But I was quite surprised by the other team, because they were showing Australia just the same respect, and they started doing the same thing until the second half, where both teams started pushing forward players a bit more, and the game started opening up. And it was only spoilt by a couple of fouls, and then it turned into a bit of a kicking match towards the end.
Towards the end, and I won't be seeing quite a bit of you in the World Cup, Adrian Alston. Thanks again for your time. Look forward to your company in the World Cup, and I should point out this was probably our second last chance to remind you the World Cup starts on Friday night in Sydney, but before that we have Viva World Cup Thursday night 7:30 in Sydney, of course half an hour earlier in Adelaide. Friday night's a big one. We have the World Cup Gala at 11 o'clock, at 1 o'clock the opening ceremony, at 2 a.m. we have the big one, the first game, Argentina and Cameroon, of course half an hour earlier in Adelaide. But from Olympic Park, on behalf of the team, I'm Andrew Pascalidis. Good night.